Oh, actually waktu setelah saya lulus dari UNER tahun 2002. Tapi waktu itu belum banyak orang yang ke Amerika untuk residency, right? Sekarang sudah mulai banyak, right? Dokter-dokter muda dari Jakarta, dari mana. So waktu itu saya masih nggak tahu lah bagaimana cara ke Amerika. So waktu saya jadi dokter muda, saya sudah mulai baca and beli buku dari Amerika. Tapi waktu itu susah dan mahal. Sekarang bisa ke PDF, bisa ke website. Waktu itu saya pesan saya beli 2 buku. Terus waktu dokter muda saya mulai baca. Terus setelah saya lulus kerja 6 bulan di poliklinik di Surabaya, terus saya ke Amerika. Takes me about 1.5 years, 1,5 tahun untuk go through all the USMLE. Kalian mungkin dengar, right, USMLE. So I have to take USMLE part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. Karena we are not American, so kita harus ambil sampai part 4. Kalau misalnya you American, part 3 and then you can do residency. So setelah itu saya residency di Cleveland Clinic. Actually I want to continue with my cardiology training, tapi waktu itu ada masalah, so harus saya balik ke Asia lah. So waktu itu saya cardiology residensinya di NUH Singapore. Habis itu kerja. Terakhir saya waktu 2016 itu mulai structural intervention, mulai kayak permulaan lah, orang mulai start talking about TAVI, MitraClip, and all that kind of thing. So 2018 saya dikirim NUH untuk balik ke Amerika. I spent 1 year doing my training in structural. Habis itu balik lagi di sinilah 2019 sampai sekarang saya di NUH. Sebenarnya kalau kalian mau residency di Amerika is always possible, I think medical education di Indonesia is actually quite good, Kalau misalnya saya waktu itu nggak dapat basic dari UNER, I don't think I can pass my USMLE, meskipun harus belajar lebih because language is different. Kadang bahannya mereka sama, but I think the basic medical education in Indonesia is more than enough. So that's good for you. Kalau kalian mau residency dan itu sedikit susah lah. Maksudnya kalian harus go through all USMLE, dan I think for foreigner, right, especially from Indonesia, right, the key is that time you get to have a good score in your USMLE. Dan waktu itu saya dapat recommendation letter. So the recommendation letter, of course, bisa dapat dari fakultas kedokteran but it's all considered local dari Indonesia, right? So waktu itu saya kerja sebagai physician assistant selama 2 tahun with one of cardiologists in Amerika lah. Karena I know I want to become cardiologist, so I find one cardiologist, I work with her. So di second key, selain nilainya tinggi, kamu harus coba cari pengalaman di Amerika lah, kerja sebagai physician assistant or do research work. Karena di Amerika actually, right, kalau kamu mau do research, right, they welcome, karena mereka butuh tenaga, right, do some statistic, do some data management and things like that. But I think it's all doable, I think if I can do it, you all can do it. Especially sekarang kalian muda, kalian relatively smarter than us, dan sekarang jauh lebih gampang untuk dapat informasi, right? Bisa dapat dari online, semuanya free. That time there's nothing for free, semua harus beli, nggak ada download PDF, there's nothing like that. So I think it's more doable nowadays. I mean, honestly, yang pertama mereka ambil pasti American medical student, right? Yang graduate dari Amerika. And the second one, orang Amerika yang sekolahnya di luar negeri, like di Eropa, di Jerman, and things like that. So we are the third level. Kalau mereka nggak dapat nomor 1, nomor 2, dan mereka ambil kita. So I mean, if you don't, kalau semuanya ke average, your score not that good, no experience, and they probably will not take you. Yeah, that's the thing lah. Because waktu saya, tapi sekarang mungkin mereka mulai tahu Indonesia. Waktu saya ke sana, there's no one knows about Indonesia, so it's very difficult. But I think good score, research experience, working experience in US, I think helps. Yeah. No, waktu itu sebelum saya sekolah, I don't get any research opportunity. Waktu itu saya nggak ngerti caranya. But now is very is easier, right? So you can go to any website, university website. Even at NUH or in Singapore, you can go to the website and then you find out research opportunity. Kamu nggak perlu jadi student, kamu nggak perlu jadi fellow. You can just work for 6 months and be a research fellow, and then kamu bisa publish something lah. Because there's so many things to publish nowadays. Nggak perlu sampai ke Amerika. Sometimes they can do it online as well, right? Actually, they don't care about your country. Actually, mereka waktu itu they don't know, right? I think, tapi misalnya kalau misalnya you have the same score, right? Nilainya sama, and then pengalamannya sama. You compare, one is apa namanya American citizen and one is Indonesian. So you know which one they will choose, right? Mereka harus choose citizennya sendiri lah. So that's the problem. But I think apa kamu dari mana, it doesn't matter as long as you have a good credential and then good score. I think you'll get it. Sebenarnya di Cleveland Clinic ada beberapa, hold on, kalau masih ada satu orang Indonesia di Cleveland Clinic, I think he's a plastic surgeon di Cleveland Clinic, but then I think cuma satu lah, ya nggak banyak lah, orang orang Asia in general nggak banyak di Cleveland Clinic. Tapi waktu itu, I mean, kalau kamu mau try something new, right? Apa itu, you have to try while you were young. I may lose, actually waktu itu saya gambling, it may not work, kalau saya nggak pass exam, then all that kind of thing, I may not become a doctor, but I think kalau kamu mau gamble, do it while you young. Waktu itu saya mau ke Amerika karena saya kepingin apa, I want to increase my knowledge, I want to increase my practice, something like that. Tapi I never plan to practice in Singapore atau itu apa plannya terlalu banyak lah. I just plan to just one at a time. Maksud waktu itu saya pokoknya kepingin residency di Amrik. Actually initially I thought I'm gonna stay in US, but kepingin balik Asia, and here we are in Singapore. The good thing about Singapore actually karena number one, sistem medical mereka mirip sama apa US lah. The way they practice, the licensing, everything is the same sama kayak US. And then banyak sekarang apa teman-teman saya juga dikirim ke US untuk fellowship. And the second thing, good thing about Singapore, close to Indonesia, right? Only 1-2 hours sudah bisa balik ke Indonesia. So that's good being in Singapore. Kalau di Amerika dulu jauh dari Asia, then it's just not the same. Nggak ada beasiswa kan di Amerika. Actually kalau kamu udah residency, right? So hold on ya, let me think. Dokter muda, no. Dokter muda nggak dibayar, but once you go into, di Indonesia namanya apa ya, residency, pendidikan spesialis, right? Itu udah dibayar lah. Nggak ada beasiswa di sana. So you will get paid actually. Masuk residency because di Amerika, right, and also in Singapore, right, pendidikan spesialis itu nggak attach ke university, we all attach to the hospital. Seperti saya waktu itu, waktu saya balik ke Amerika for my last fellowship for structural intervention, itu namanya tahun ke-8 training. So the first year training, second year training, third year training. Karena di Amerika untuk jadi cardiologist you have to go internal medicine, right? 3 tahun plus 3 tahun cardio, so PGY 6 tahun, terus kalau mau super fellowship berarti kamu 8 tahun. So tiap tahun gaji kamu naik lah. So semakin tinggi kamu gajimu semakin tinggi, Pak. That's more than enough. So nggak ada istilahnya beasiswa, cuman I think your living cost semuanya pasti dibayar lah sama hospital. I think there's always pro and con. Kamu praktis di sini atau praktis di luar negeri. Praktis di Indonesia, the good thing is kamu praktis di home country, you know the people. Orang Indonesia biasanya in general is nicer, lebih ramah and things like that. No matter what is, Indonesia is home. Kalau praktis di luar negeri, well, it's not your culture. So, kamu no matter what, they consider you as outsider. Tapi there's always an opportunity. Usually they are fair. Maksudnya mereka nggak lihat, oh you're not from here. Meskipun if you have a good performance and you have a good training, they will take you. The prospect is always good. Meskipun di Indonesia, I think is good. Health system in Indonesia, I think will grow. Karena saya lihat kalau saya ke conference, I go to meeting, it's getting better and better. Your publication, everything else is getting better in Indonesia. So meskipun saya bilang prospek kedokteran di Indonesia, I think will definitely get better in the next 1 or 2 years. Yes, tapi kamu harus lihat tergantung negaranya. So seperti di Singapura, right? I know Singapore is dekat sama Indonesia, Pak. Singapore, right? Karena beberapa orang tanya ke saya, they do not recognize gelar dari Indonesia. And the reason why is because Indonesia waktu itu pakai Netherlands kan, pakai Belanda, right? In Singapore, they recognize UK. So it has nothing to do, karena Indonesia jelek. It's just because Singapura pakai UK system. Myanmar actually using UK, right? Myanmar is what? Burma, right? Kalau kamu dari Myanmar, you lulus medical school di Myanmar, you can work in Singapore karena sistemnya lain. Karena di Singapura you follow UK system and Indonesia follow sistem Belanda. So there is no access, untuk dokter Indonesia ke sini. Kalau kamu mau satu-satunya kamu harus gelar persamaan lah. So kalau orang Indonesia mau praktis di Singapura, kamu harus ujian persamaan dulu. So you have to go through the medical school. Karena kalau Singapura, right? Kalau kamu mau praktis di Singapura, let me think, right? Kamu nggak bisa langsung, kamu nggak bisa langsung pendidikan spesialis. Kamu harus repeat the medical school. Kalau ke Amerika, or kamu ke UK, dan kamu bisa straight go to pendidikan spesialis, tapi kamu harus lewat ujian persamaan lah. Kalau di Amerika USMLE, I don't know about UK I think is called MSRCP or something like that.